Neutralizing.
Take cover! Strike from the sky, brothers! This planet is ours, witch.
No, this planet is theirs.
That was, in my opinion, one of the greatest trailers ever made, and is a perfect way to start off this Dawn of War 2 review. For all those unfamiliar with Dawn of War, the first Dawn of War was one of Relic's RTSs, and it was fairly conventional when it came out about 5 years ago, and I still highly regard that RTS as one of my favorite of all time, but as I said, it was very conventional, but it was a very visceral experience to watch, as the animations were top-notch and the graphics for the day were very beautiful. Dawn of War 2 continues the trend of brilliant animations and very appealing graphics, while adding in the cover system and as well as the sort of cone of fire system from their other RTS franchise, Company of Heroes. But what Dawn of War 2 is not, is definitely conventional. Relic was really stretching the bounds of what an RTS was in this newest installment of the Dawn of War series. And the result is a mixed bag, at least on my part. I believe that there are some RTS purists who will scream bloody murder at this game, while at the same time, there are people who will come to love and adore the new type of gameplay Relic has forged. To fuel this paradigm shift, what Relic has done is essentially remove one of the key elements of RTS gaming, which is base building. And they have created two different beasts in the form of their multiplayer and single-player gameplay. Let's tackle the single-player portion first. Every single-player mission has you coming down from your ship and with a squad of only 4 Space Marines, and what your guys intend to do once they land is basically to kick some ass. There's no base building, there's no resource gathering, it's just you land and you kill enemies. And why does that premise sound so awesome? Basically because I have to say, it is awesome. And when you think about it, it really makes sense in terms of the universe of Warhammer 40k. Because the Space Marines, they don't sort of bunker up and collect resources and build up this army. They come down and they kick some ass. Dawn of War breaks up his missions into usually bite-sized 5 to around 20-minute gameplay lengths. And during this entire time, it's all you fighting. As I said before, there's no build-up time, unless I guess you're playing a defense mission, in which case there's 30 seconds of build-up time to get your defenses online. Other than that, every mission involves you micromanaging your 4 squads to victory over hordes of enemy units, usually against impossible odds. Then reaching its climax in the form of a boss battle. Yes, that's right, a boss battle in an RTS. Unfortunately, the gameplay is kept relatively fresh because all your squad members have different special abilities and specialize in different actions. This gives you plenty of options and methods from which you can capture and destroy and achieve your objectives. For example, a very tried and true tactic which I always use is to have my assault squadron sort of jump jet guys jump amidst enemy hordes, scatter them, and then have my heavy suppression and force commander rush in to finish off what remains. Of course, I could have just as easily had my heavy bolters, which are a suppression unit, come in and suppress the squad, have my tactical marines throw a grenade and destroy their cover, and then rush in with my force commander and melee units to finish off what remained of the scattered forces. And you will have to perform minute tactical maneuvers in order to achieve victory. But fortunately, it's made easy because every unit is mapped and all the abilities are mapped to the keyboard, and there's only 4 squads and you can micromanage that. However, the wealth of options you have in order to achieve victory and the amount of tactical abilities you have does not prevent the game's repeating mission structure from getting stale. And that's the problem I have with a single player. It's either get from point A to point B and defeat a boss, or either defend a point from oncoming hordes of enemies. Your missions are all bound together by the overworld map. The overworld map is based on a series of territories spread across 3 planets, and it's from here where you receive your mission briefings and plan your next assault. And it's all held together by this deployment system, this day system, where you can only do so much in a day and only achieve so much in a day, and if you ignore some missions, they will eventually run out of time and you will not be able to complete them. Which is another brilliant aspect of Dawn of War 2, is that it's okay to lose battles, and you will lose battles. You only need to win the important ones. But if you lose, sometimes the mission is gone and you can't reload that save, which in the end will make you persevere more and strive more for that victory. The final critical aspect about single player that needs to be talked about is that your Space Marines operate on a level up system, which means as you play the game, your guys get powerful, they gain more abilities, and they gather war gear, which are dropped across the battlefield and given as rewards for completing a mission. It's a well thought out system that will make your squad specialize in some aspects, but never be able to master them all. And as a result, you get 2 things, I believe. One, you get more attached to your more personalized squads because you essentially built them up, you raised them up from the ground. And secondly, and it's addicting because you don't start off at ground 0 like you do in most other campaigns. Every enemy you kill and every victory you win is permanent, and it will be added to your experience and keep you coming back to defeat that boss, to get that awesome piece of armor, to gain just 1 more level, so your guys will be able to kick ass just a little bit more. I do have one issue, that as your guys level up, so do the enemies, which kind of makes the leveling system seem a little redundant, because it kind of sometimes it'll make you feel like you're not gaining any ground, at least in terms of strength, but you are still gaining abilities. But when you think about it, it makes it so the game is never too easy or too hard and has a general difficulty curve, and I really can't think of any other way Relic could have gotten around having a level system. And that's a single player review. It's great, it's persistent, which I love, and it makes it so you never start at ground 0 constantly. It seems that Relic put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into their single player game, and it shows, and it's definitely the strong point of Dawn of War 2, if not a little bit repetitive, and it might grain on some people's nerves.